Hello and welcome to the XCals podcast. My name is Oscar.
My
Oh,
name is
hi, I'm
Brooke.
Thomas. So is this episode 3 we're doing?
Pretty sure
Yeah.
it's episode 3. Hi, I'm Tyler.
Oh, hi, Tyler. Oh, wow, hello. You guys are sounding really great. Is that a new microphone you guys got?
Oh my god, we got it from this guy. He just was in front of our house. It was super weird, but he gave us a microphone.
Who's that fourth person talking? I don't recognize this person.
I don't know. I tried to introduce myself, but I got interrupted. But
Oh,
my name is Brooke.
we were mansplaining. I'm sorry. Hi, Brooke. It's nice to meet you. Oh, my goodness.
And on Women's Month,
Oh, shoot. Is it really?
I don't know. I heard that.
I like how she moved the camera down the second you said we were mansplaining.
Is it? Wait, what? Crevices? No. What? Wait, question. Is it Pacific Islander month? What is it? Asian Heritage? What's March? Do we know?
Yesterday was International Women's Day.
Oh, well, that's different. That's just when women get to use a strap on. That's different. On their men. It's fine. I saw it in Deadpool. Okay. I thought you guys
Deadpool's
got
okay
more
with
than a
it.
day. I guess
I
not.
got a tattoo yesterday with my mom.
So men get 364 days a year. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I like the tattoo. It's very classy. It looks good. Why are you giving me
dandelion?
eyes? Why are you looking at me that way? Tyler,
Sure.
back me up. It looks good.
You're on your own here, bud.
Ooh. Should we talk about something more podcast related?
No.
Tyler, blink twice if you need help.
Anyway, at the audience, thank you all for sticking it with us for 2 full episodes now. Wow, we sure did a lot, didn't we? Yes. This episode, we are changing things up a little bit. So if you notice and you like it, let us know. How? We won't tell you how. No, I'm kidding. We'll tell you later. So first, how do you guys feel about the whole Russia thing going on? Do people care about our feedback? Probably not. No? Anything to say? Just jump in there,
Just
guys.
worried about the economic sanctions. That's all.
On Russia? You think it's hard on
Yeah.
Russia? We got to be nicer on Russia?
I mean, the last time we did that to a country, the Treaty of Versailles. I'm just saying things go wrong when you push a country too far.
Yeah, but Russians have never been that good at engineering. They're not like German or anything.
No, but the Chinese are.
When's the
They
last
have-
time you
they have
drove a
all our
Russian
plans.
car? The Chinese. Yeah, let's not piss off the Chinese.
Don't they have Tesla plans though? Because of the short stint that Elon Musk had over there, then they appropriated his factories.
I'm going to
when he
say
was
you're
looking for
right.
his,
Yeah.
when he was looking for the base for his rocket.
No, he moved. He had Tesla factories there. He had them for I think it was a few years, and then they're not there anymore. Either he moved them out or the government kicked them out. But yeah, they have plans now. They have the Tesla plans now.
Interesting. To blow up the Death Star. I always knew it. I knew it. So what do you think? What do you guys think is going to happen with the Russia situation? What's going to go down?
World War III.
You thinking the big WWIII?
I think inadvertently.
I hear Brooke is chanting World War III, World War III, World War III. Woo, woo, woo.
I definitely think they're going to take Ukraine. I mean, I think that's a given.
Do we think they're going to stop there?
No, I think so. They don't have the supply lines currently to extend
Well,
out.
who else will they take?
Italy, maybe? Because they just love their fancy armoire chairs
Well,
and their
if you
crown
were
molding.
if you were Putin,
If I was Putin,
yeah,
I don't know.
white Putin. No,
I don't think they have a viable option, though. I don't think that when they take Ukraine, because I think it's an eventuality. I don't think it's like an probability at this point.
R.I.P. Ukraine. We love you. We're sorry.
from Ukraine to the Ukraine.
Is no
right?
one going legitimate question? We're gonna pretend I'm stupid for a minute. Don't comment. If
Why'd you leave a pause there?
because I thought about what I said. If we if world powers see that obviously we're all watching, but if we see that getting closer to the reality, no one's gonna step in. I have why not?
I don't. There's two nuclear powers. I've never has there been two nuclear powers going to war, or has there been a war where two nuclear powers have been involved? So I intentionally think they're not going to get involved. We're going to do everything on both sides to prevent it. Just a guess.
If can anyone secretly press their big red button, or like is someone gonna
No,
find out that they're gonna press the big red
there's
Sure,
button?
they
many
have like
different systems in play.
with all the satellites in the air. I'm sure they're gonna find out almost immediately.
We have a Death Star.
Mutually assured destruction. Yeah.
So Switzerland controls all the nuclear defenses in the world, and they're going to shoot it down with like a big laser gun.
Do they really? All
yeah,
of them?
Yeah. If there's only one nuke fired, Switzerland will block us. Yeah.
You're making that
No,
up.
Switzerland
You're
doesn't have a
making that up.
defense budget. You
Yeah.
talking? They still use pikes in skis.
No, they give firearms.
Yeah, but they're
We funded a nuclear defense program, though, didn't we?
yeah,
Wasn't
in
it
the
called like
Reagan years, Star Wars, the Star Wars program. Yeah.
Was it actually the Star Wars program? Okay,
They called it the Star Wars program. I'm pretty sure.
Like
Google.
anti-Death Star.
What did Reagan do besides sleep in his chair? Reagan. Star Wars plan. Reagan. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. It's called the Star Wars program. Strategic Defense Initiative. Yep. 1983.
Yeah, but I'm sure at this point that there's a lot of defensive. No, thank you. There's a lot of defensive structures that we're unaware of that are either in development or have been in development and are somewhat capable of some.
We'll
form
never
of
know until someone pushes the button. That's making Brooke's case. Someone needs to push the button.
Just push the button and let's be done.
And
with
when that happens, we need to have a utopia set up that can prevent this from happening.
I
So
mean, if I were Putin, I would definitely like go for non-NATO countries if I were to continue the expansion.
Yeah, you don't want to make anyone too mad.
No, well, the very reason is you don't bring anybody in. You have like the whole excuse like, well, it's not your pact, so no, like the U.S. doesn't have to jump in.
Mm-hmm.
If Russia invades Poland or I don't know, I mean, I don't even think like Yugoslavia and all these. Wait, is Yugoslavia north or is it south?
There's no such thing as
They're south, right?
Yugoslavia.
it. Doesn't exist anymore.
There is
Oh,
no
that's
such
right.
thing as Yugoslavia.
The
Slovenia,
Baltic-
Slovakia,
the Baltic
Croatia.
the Baltic states, the Baltic NATO states.
Yeah, the Baltic states.
There's a
That one would
couple.
be questionable. I mean, NATO might not go to war for them, but if Russia invades like Germany, then yeah, it's World War III.
My only thought on, in terms of if they decide to expand anywhere further, that can only, and this is my one concern, that can only embolden China, which is the other side of the coin that everybody had stopped talking about at this point. No one's really concerned that China's going to invade Taiwan at any point soon, and
Mhm.
realistically, that could definitely happen.
Oh yeah. While the rest of the world is distracted and all their troops
They've
are over
been-
there,
They've
Wow.
been sending they've been invading their airspace for like the last 20 years, right? They stopped for
Yeah,
a little bit.
more and more. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just started running, I think a couple weeks back, they just started running more drills within their airspace.
Yeah. So okay. So in the Clinton times, shout out to Clinton if you're still alive and not murdering people.
That did a show of force, right?
Yeah, he big show of force back when China didn't have a lot, and then they backed off. They didn't have any more planes flying in their airspace for a long time after that.
What was that like 2000 something, 2002?
No, I
2000
thought it was 1991
Oh, okay.
because it was before Bush. No, bad time. I don't know. Language.
No, you might be right.
When was Bush? No, I can't even open my phone. So yeah,
No, if it's
we're gonna
Clinton,
say.
yeah, 90.
I'm gonna go
98.
with that one.
Edit. It was 1996.
But anyway, we had a show of force, I think, during the Obama years, but their army was just
It
as
showed an uptick.
big as us.
It showed an uptick.
They were like, "Ooh, I'm so scared." What are you
Are
gonna
you
do?
Arnold right now?
No.
What are you?
I was trying to do like
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't know. It was trying to be like accent, but it was really bad.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God.
What? Okay, we'll bleep it.
And then you can bleep it.
I just want to
It's
have
fine.
a successful podcast. I don't want
We're
to be
doing
canceled
it.
on
I just
YouTube.
want you to do the accent right if you're gonna
Stop
do it.
kink shaming me.
Hey, there's
Oh,
Holmes, I'm so scared.
My Utopia is a BDSM state.
No, save it. We're not done with Russia. We all know they have to take over Moldova after this because in episode 1, shout out to our episode 1, we talked about Transnistria, which still thinks they're Russian or part of the Soviet Union. And they got their own army and they're ready to back Putin up any minute now. And if Moldova doesn't let that little micronation join Russia, Russia has a claim to invade all of Moldova. Sorry, yes.
Is that where the Chechens are?
No, Chechnya is in already parts of Russia. There was a war, though, a long time ago with Chechens were trying to break away from Russia, and I think it was early days of Putin. He battled them off, and he kept Russia intact. Strong motherland. Yes, Brooke, hand up raised. Question.
Thanks. Question. What type of propaganda would, let's say, NATO countries have to release to get the people of Russia to turn against their leader?
They have their own news. They only listen to one news network, and it's Channel 1.
Didn't we already
There's only one, and it's on 1.
already hack that once or twice?
They don't even use Facebook. They have their own Facebook. They have their own everything. You can't reach the Russian people. It's almost like the Chinese firewall, but they just use their own platforms.
Okay, I don't do anything other than watch TikTok. So there's a video of this kid and he was sad and he was a Russian soldier who had been captured by Ukrainian people who were very, very nice to him and let him call his mommy. And in that video, he said to his mom something like contact.
He didn't say anything. I thought the people were telling the Russian mom stuff. And then he was just sobbing the entire time. And the mom was saying stuff back.
No, in one of the videos I watched, he was talking. Like there was a couple different clips. So like the main clip that went viral, he wasn't talking, but there was like a continued video where he was like saying awful things that the Russian military leaders were doing.
There's been a lot of stuff that came out of Ukraine that was proven false, and it to me, just from someone that's outside, it seems to me that they're trying to make it they're trying to demoralize
Russia.
No,
that's one of the few things we can do.
No, they're trying to basically get the West to think this war is winnable and get them involved. Everything they post is all based on like, oh, like look at how many tanks we killed, but it was really like a tenth of that, like a tenth of the tanks captured, a tenth of the deaths. They mentioned they had like Russians had lost like 3,000 troops or something, but in reality it's closer to like 400. Like there's a lot of that out there.
I've seen a lot of like Russian jets coming in and just f***ing up, and I have to bleep so much of this. I can't help but curse. No, but yeah, I never see any videos about Ukrainian jets or helicopters going in,
right?
And
exactly,
dropping stuff.
Kyiv.
What they do spread is like for example, like I think they showed like schools that were destroyed, but everybody had all the citizens had evacuated at that point. There was no children there, and they used the school as like a base. So yeah, the Russians like tore it down.
Well,
didn't they just bomb a maternity hospital today?
I don't know about today. There's so many things going on. I mean,
I am like 90% sure they bombed a maternity.
I'm in support of this. Bring back jobs for Abdullahs.
My God.
Bring back jobs for Abdullah.
Why I'm very cautious to like lean one way or the other. Obviously, like like shouldn't invade a country, but
it's fun sometimes. But
some things from the Ukraine also came out that like Russia had hit an apartment building or something, but it turned out to be like the Ukrainian side that actually accidentally hit it. This was like at the beginning, the first few days when like all this like new stuff was coming out. After that, the Ghost of Kyiv, the fighter pilot that had destroyed 12 or whatever, that was fake too. The Snake Island or whatever, that was also fake.
Yeah, they're alive.
Yeah, they're alive, and it was like 83 people.
Yeah,
they captured them. Yeah, there was no like artillery there. There was no reason to blow up the island. They literally captured them.
So
So
was
there was
it-
a lot of fake stuff coming.
Is it Ukraine manipulating it, or do we think it's our media manipulating it, kind of to incite it and trying to push us
I
into
think
like
they're
a
trying to drag us
recession
into
and-
war. I think
Both
they're trying to
sides.
drag us into war.
It's both sides doing it. Our media is
Two things
just
can
as
be true,
readily
yeah.
available to cut down and clip something as Ukraine is to
But
potentially put something out there that might
but there
have some
are
information.
here's where I'm considering, like, so there on the Ukraine side, there's nothing that's being blocked. There's no censorship on that, so it's all available.
Mhm.
On the Russian side, there's a ton that's blocked. Like
Of
I'm
course.
on. I mean, we have questions coming out for, like, I'm not going to dox myself, but there's wherever I work, there's things coming up that talk about censorship.
Smart.
And
Not to dox yourself.
yeah, not to dox myself, but but the thing is, like, tech workers, I'm a tech worker. Tech workers talk about censorship all the time. You go on Blind, they talk about what more can be done to censor Russian stuff. So it's already censored.
Mhm.
So we're only seeing a very small percentage of it. So I don't think there's that much Russian propaganda. I think it's a lot more from the left side because there's no censorship. Not the left side, from the other side.
No, there's definitely a lot, that very clearly American outlets are definitely clipping down, and as they do with the majority of things, because obviously if you have a news source, you want it to cater to certain people or certain thoughts, certain feelings, and you want it to be
I think they cater.
definitely more emotional than anything.
Yeah, I think they cater to certain industries,
Mhm.
not necessarily people, but yeah. I mean, there's I think the what do we used to call it in the 2000s with Bush and all that, the industrial war complex, or
Yeah,
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 right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Look
there's
at look
military.
at who owns
Yeah.
stock in Lockheed Martin and whoever else.
Oh, and I guarantee you,
the ones that are pushing it.
both sides of the aisle invested right
Mhm.
before, like, when the Russians had parked, like, we're not going to attack, we're just doing an exercise. I'm pretty sure both sides of the
There-
aisle, they
There's a
invested.
lot of insider trading that happens within the government as is that's been addressed.
Yeah, we saw that last
and
year. Now we have the
isn't
records of it.
addressed.
Exactly.
It's just non-accountability. That's
Even
all.
with like crypto and like others like
Mhm.
minor stocks, I feel like anytime I see a huge jump, I'm like, why is there a jump? Why is there a jump? 3 to 10 minutes later, I'll see the article pop up, like refreshing constantly. I'm like, there's got to be something. There's got to be something. There's got to be something. Why did it just jump 20%? Oh, they knew 10 minutes beforehand. Who the hell is telling them? And it's every single time.
No.
Not even fair.
Yeah, I'm worried about the same. I mean, I was worried about the sanctions that they were doing on Russia, and now I think they already kind of retaliated in that sense, because I think today Russia mentioned that they're going to basically not sell. I forgot exactly what it was, but basically they're closing down a lot of their grain exports and fertilizer exports for
Yeah.
before today, it was like for the next 3 months or 60 days. After today, like today, they mentioned, I think, up to 2023, the end of 2023. So that's like a year and a half of, like, that's where fertilizer comes from. That's where wheat comes from.
So, folks at home,
Transport
if you're
costs.
looking for
Yeah.
an excuse to start the Atkinson's diet, also known as, oh shoot, what's it called? The non-gluten one?
Atkins.
No, what? No, what's it called?
Keto.
Keto.
Keto. If you want to go keto, now is the time. If you don't, you'll be forced to. So
This
make it
video is
your own
sponsored
choice.
by.
Buy not grain. Anything not grain.
This is a perfect insert for a sponsorship. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Whoever wants to sponsor us.
Cricket powder, cauliflower powder. Step on up and try the latest almond milk. No, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Do we want to jump around a little bit? Okay, so real quick, guys, real quick. I think there's one takeaway we can all, take away from the whole Russia-Ukraine thing, and that's we need a country or some getaway utopia that we can just go to, get out of this nonsense. It hasn't even affected us yet in North America, but I think let's jump ahead. Let's just get out now, because something's coming. We don't know what it is. Could be nukes. Could be stuff falling from the sky like alligators. Who knows? So I posed this question to everybody. It was a group consensus, but whatever. We each did a little homework on determining what our ideal utopias are, and we thought we'd share them with you guys. If you have your own utopia ideas and want to share it with us, please write to us from the email found on our website at thexcalspodcast.com. No spaces, underscores, or dashes. Anyway, regarding what we think the best or perhaps our personal heaven of a government would be, who would like to start? Who thinks they have the best government idea?
In honor of Women's Day, I nominate Brooke.
That was so nice of you, but since it was International Women's Day, I'm gonna defer. We're gonna go to
Tyler.
somebody else.
I just talked a lot, so it shouldn't be me.
You never tell us your ideas though, so I think that maybe
Oh,
it should
I mean,
be
if
you.
we really want to.
We do really want to.
So, my idea is a society designed for the 21st century, or perhaps the 22nd century. Ooh, I know, really thinking ahead. It would be very tech heavy and supporting of tech, but much more expanded in terms of libertarian rights because of a common understanding of the world since the internet and a common identity that can be vetted to make sure these individual rights are unalienable and valued. When I say tech heavy, I mean they should all have access to a free intranet, perhaps also internet, because we like the internet. That's fun. But they, at the very minimum, they should have the right to communication with each other, the right to attend government with each other without having to pay anything. And that's something I know the government can do pretty cheaply, at least if we had our own government. They should also have, access to a centralized streaming service. You could call it a library of sorts. Perhaps you have 20 copies of every movie, and once you're done watching the movie, it returns to the public, 20 out of 20, and people can go check it out instantly. You don't have to wait about it. That would make it legal. I know, right? That's a business idea. Trademark. Let's bleep all this. And I think the style of government would be what I will call a digital democratic republic, where all votes are referendums done via your phone or other medium. They're all written by non-lawyers. In fact, it'll be against the law for lawyers to be representatives. It's up to the Justice Department to interpret what the non-lawyers are writing about or what the contingencies are, just so it's in human language that we can understand. At the end of every session, we'll say there's like 2 votes a week at the end of a week on Friday. You get to see the live data coming in, and it closes at a certain time. So you get to see like live graphs and dates. It could be very fun. We can make government fun again.
Do you have any police?
Maybe. Yeah. So I know there's a problem about they're just going to tamper with it. There's going to be a shadow government pulling the strings. So, I mean, with that, I agree with protecting people's anonymity. But I think that can be remedied by pulling in metadata and showing people all the live metadata the kind of way we do it in the US, but with a lot more information, So you say, like, from what regions where the vote's coming in from, and what did they vote on, and certain demographics that come along with said person, but it doesn't include the person. But I still think it should have Singapore's, and I was going to get to this. You persuaded me into this, by the way, Oscar. Adding the Seditious Act. That's one thing I really wanted from Singapore, the Seditious Act, where no government official, no journalist, no book writer, nothing can write about things that would potentially cause like a war inside the country. That doesn't mean you can't post anything scandalous. It means it's usually limited to race, gender, sexuality, religion, things like that. Things that would cause injustice, things that people claim are injustices, or things that just kind of pit people against each other. I don't think people should be pit against each other at all. And people do this to kind of point out certain things like, we need to have more rights to this stuff, or the data suggests that women make 80% or 20% less than men. That means women should fight in the streets, or they should hate men because of the. No, I'm kidding. the finish line isn't what's being approved here. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying,
it's not complete free speech.
yeah.
Limited.
Yes, but only to certain groups of people. If you're an average Joe, you can say whatever you want. But the second you become a lawyer or something, not a lawyer, a journalist or a podcaster, or you start writing books and you start gaining influence, people would start listening to you. That's
so grassroots is fine, but if you're someone,
you can't be the president racially dividing people, or without even listening to the results of a certain trial, you're making your own assumptions, saying this person's a racist, whatever else, and this is the reason.
Interesting concept.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an example. I mean, I don't know anyone that's ever done that. What questions do you have about this government? I'm happy to answer them all.
So you're gonna make this very tech heavy. What are you doing to the education system to make it so that your citizens are able to understand all of that? Because I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So an intranet is essentially like a closed network. So like if the internet is the entire world, an intranet is localized to just the country, and you just hard line in and you're connected to the server there. What question? You're looking at me like you had other questions. What did you have specifically? Oh, you want to know how I'm explaining this to the kids? Yes.
Yeah, but like, how are you making it, like, you're talking about having all this data and all this stuff for people to watch and like see it come in at the end of a week or whatever. Like, how are you making it so like I know what I'm doing when I go online and I'm looking at all of that? How are you making that accessible and easy to understand for your populace?
Well, maybe it's just my own personal experience, but I am also in the tech sector. Hello, Oscar. You knew this though, but hello, users. Now you know who we are. And I love technical writing and creating like helpful user interfaces. Oh my God, it's my joy.
Great. So you're adding that to curriculum for your education system.
He's adding books.
No, I'm saying I believe I could make it. Granted, I know it's all about vision. Any vision you can't really be a part of. It has to be other people to do it. But it's because I do it that I think it's very doable. The way you'd explain it, I think you could cover this in schools. I mean, there's always a government chapter or a government class in all schools nowadays, and it has been for like 20 years, I want to say, knock on wood.
Is there a minimum population that this would be viable for? Like, is there a point where like if it's too small, it might not work? Or is there a maximum?
I think it's infinitely scalable. Granted, there are problems. It becomes slightly more expensive, but it pays for itself in terms of like text messages you sent out saying, hey guys, here's the new vote, or here's the new legislation referendum we're voting on. Text back your requests. To send out that initial text to 40,000 people, I did the math. It's like half a cent a text, or it goes up. Depends what service you're using. But if we own it and it's internet,
you're
free.
Exactly.
It's just the cost of electricity. Yeah. If you own the internet, you control it, and that's the whole point of having an internet.
I like the concept of having obviously access to the internet, but also having an intranet
within the internet. Yeah.
Well, because sometimes like I'm looking at like government websites from other countries, and then I think like, damn, can anybody see this? Like, I feel like there should be certain things that only citizens can view, right?
Yeah. But I plan on having the most understandable government website of all time that covers every facet. So the previous company I worked for, Oscar might know it, was a one that dealt with support systems, and it was, triaging hundreds and tens of thousands of articles and questions people might have into one central location, like a knowledge base, and making it so heavy machine learning and well laid out and colorful that anybody can answer a question, self-help like that. Like I bet you guys don't even know how to register if you have change your trash cans. That's local government. But how to
there's all these decentralized
get permission to have a radio station tower that exceeds this, how to get building permits, how to get a land survey in another state, how to write your congressperson, who are your congresspeople, where to find, like, all that information you could find that, like, so fast.
It sounds like the startup cost for your Utopia would be pretty heavy then.
No, actually.
Because even to make a knowledge base like that, I mean that's not cheap. It's very labor intensive.
I think it's time consuming, but it's just one
Right.
website. It's one app.
But you also have everything else to worry about. You have
Okay.
actually like
I know
farming.
you're saying
Now
this
you have
for the people that are listening in, but
Of
you and me
course.
both know when it comes to people like us, we can make that so fast and so inexpensive. So fast.
But at what point of you starting a Utopia would you prioritize that? I mean, it wouldn't be
You're
wouldn't
right.
be at
You're
the
right.
beginning.
And this is why so I played this idea. I think the best way to start this utopia is not with a digital democracy. I think it eventually needs a digital democratic republic. I won't say democracy because then it sounds like it's going to be a democracy and not a republic. I like it when like people like you have rights that even if everyone says he shouldn't have those rights, you still have those rights. You know, like I think that's nice, which is why I'm in favor of republic.
You don't like mob
I
rule.
don't. No.
You're against the people having.
I want to
a
be the
voice.
old guy going, get off
You're
my
against
lawn.
equality.
Yeah, stop. I want it. Leave me alone. Sorry. So I think that it shouldn't start off as it. It should eventually turn into it. But I think it should start off as a feudalism government where I know, we're going back to feudalism, boys. Yeah. So, okay.
Not the right.
I know.
Okay.
I went cowboy with medieval times, but I can't do Middle English accent, whatever you call it, Middle Earth. No. So, okay, let's say you have this huge chunk of land, 50 square miles. It's not huge, but whatever. And you want people that you want to try to get people there. I think there's no better opportunity than to you get all these poor people, people from California that can't afford their own homes because it's too expensive, or people from third world countries. They're essentially the same. All right. One just has more education than the other. Sorry, Brooke. Sorry, Tyler. Sorry, Oscar.
If you're talking about California, I don't think so. I think you meant the people from other countries have
more education. Oh, you're saying
more
people
education.
from the United States have the same education as third world
Have you
countries?
seen our school system?
I don't want to talk about it.
Valid
I
point.
remember being in school and I wore an American flag shirt and they told me I had to change my shirt because it was deemed offensive to people that were from other countries. That's the school we
Yeah.
went to, Brooke. Yes, they made me change my
That
shirt
shit.
because it had an American flag. It didn't have guns on it. It didn't have any. It was just like a casual.
Middle
There's
school
no
or high
bald eagle
school?
school.
carrying a hamburger.
I only got stuck there.
It
for a
was
year,
deemed
so it's fine.
offensive to illegal aliens attending our school. Bruh. Anyway, so okay, I guess I'm in the wrong camp. Sorry guys. Sorry, illegal aliens listening to the channel. We love you. We just wish you'd pay the $5,000 to, get the golden Willy Wonka ticket to become a citizen. Should I bleep that?
just
Nah,
won't.
that'll be fine. Oh, sorry, feudalism.
You might want to.
Yeah, sorry. We're getting off track. Brooke distracted me. So you have this huge plot of land. I think there's no better opportunity than to just give it to people if they just work on it for a very small amount of time. It sounds like slavery. It's not slavery.
Indentured servitude.
No.
So you're giving plots of land to people.
Yeah. So after
It's
one year of helping with the land or with marketing or some other thing, you assign everybody to help. All right. Of the land that's there, it has to be split into like 6 plots, 18 plots, whatever. The person that decides who plot goes to which depends on how good you do, what your favor is with them. All right. No, hold up. This is like feudalism very quickly with no slavery. All right. You have to be deemed a plot after a year. You have to. You can't not give them a plot unless, I don't know, maybe there could be abuses there. But I'm going to assume that hardworking third world country people want that plot for their families. All right. Then that family becomes the baron of that plot of land. That plot of land is still like 4 miles by 4 miles squared. That's huge. All right. That plot has to be split up into 18 pieces after a year. And they get a bunch of people now to help them based on how quickly you can get people in. All right. Then you split that up. All right. Of course, you don't want to have like government claiming eminent domain, cutting holes through their territory to create roads to connect it all, which is why you'd have to have build a city plan ahead of time. And you say, this is where where we're going to allot certain cities to be. We're going to build a bunch of roads. And then as those plots come in, then you can build roads, but you're not going to eminent domain anybody that doesn't want to be eminent domained, if that makes sense. I made that a verb. And then once you have like 10,000 people, boom, digital democracy. Start it off.
Just like that.
There is no precedent. It just immediately starts. Who votes? Okay, we're doing it. You can have a platform, everyone dance on the introverted thing. So it would be very almost startup, businessy, private industry at the start. You know, I'm saying I would control the intranet because I have a little experience in it, and it's a passion of mine. All right, once that's set up and people do the thing, boom, that goes to government.
How do you maintain your culture, or do you even consider that?
I think all having the same. Oh, I wrote this down. Wait, hold up. Maintaining culture. Entertainment and culture plan. Okay, I got this. Yeah, Brooke.
Do we start with internet? Like, I know we're going to go into the digital republic, whatever. Do we get internet when we get there? Because I don't want to go if there's no Netflix.
I'll have it set up before you even get there.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Maybe not internet, but definitely intranet with everything you possibly want. It just with new things, I would have to go to a city, buy all the things. If we want to keep it legal, I buy a copy of everything, and then we turn it into like the library system where you rent it from, or you don't rent it from me, you get it for free. I give you the rights to it temporarily, the full rights to it temporarily to watch.
Like Voodoo.
More like Plex. I give you the full rights. But that's still Plex. Kind of Plex. You're in a family home. We share the rights to the movie. Anyway, 100% legal.
What's your currency?
We're not going to get invaded. No. I want to get to the culture real quick. I know. We got to move this thing along. I know. Oh, god damn. I'm sorry. So I think with a high technology thing, very strong on internet streaming services, obviously. Intranet. Eventually we can get internet, build a pipeline in there. Big on parks and hiking, fruit picking, online things, video games. I think you have to have a mix of nature and virtual reality because all businesses, people from our industry are going to be teleworking to other countries' businesses. All right. Unless we have our own, which means they're going to be using the metaverse.
It's smart enough.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You have a virtual reality metaverse where people are walking around going, hey, Jill from accounting. You know, everyone's sitting in their chairs, working on the things in their computers. They still exist in VR. All right. And
so you just became a shill for Zuckerberg.
I didn't mean to plug metaverse, but I mean, it's just the easiest way to explain it. I'm sorry. Currency, I don't care.
Are you going to be providing quests for every household?
Oh, achievements? Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I think that's the general gist. I'm okay with the dollar. I'm okay with crypto as a backup. Prostitution's fine. Drugs are fine. Whatever. You just have to do it right. You know, animal ownership, I don't see any reason why you can't have tigers as a pet as long as you're following the XYZ procedures. I don't think you should outrightly deny.
Hey,
this is my utopia.
His utopia.
Okay, but you can't say no to my utopia.
I can't. That's such a bad idea. You're just going to let people have tigers?
You'll be on the animal rights committee and you'll say the 10,000 requirements it takes to have a tiger.
I'm going to be really honest. It's not about really caring about the tigers. It's more about just knowing that people can be stupid.
Yeah, exactly. You say you have to have a 10-mile plot of land to hold a tiger. You can't, but I don't think you should be able to say no. You just say yes, but you have to fill these impossible conditions.
Until they open the gate and then the tigers are loose. I don't understand.
There aren't going to be that many because people won't be able to get them. It's like guns in California. You just create so much legislation that people are like, oh my God, kill me. I don't even want the gun anymore.
That's why nobody in California has a gun.
Yeah, exactly. It's still legal with quotes, a lot of quotes. So, okay, what do you guys think? What's your idea of utopia? I've rambled long enough.
Oscar's turn.
Oscar, what do you got?
Are you sure? Let's do something lighthearted. I want to hear more about your BDSM state.
Oh, you want to hear about my BDSM state?
Yes.
Great. Let's get
I
right
kind of do
into
too.
it.
Is this Tyler's idea also, or does he have his own?
No.
Oh, you guys.
This is
No,
mine.
we have separate.
After that well
Separate
thought out,
versions.
like very bureaucratic, very in the weeds, like
My bad.
Yeah, I haven't
Utopia
put
of
it nearly
Tom.
as much thought into this as Thomas has. However, okay, listen. There could be like, you know how in like young adult novels, you know how in like young adult what's it? Am I allowed to say the names of books?
Yeah. Just don't slander
think
anybody.
it
That's
sounds-
libel. No lies and no slander. You don't want to get sued.
This is-
Divergent.
This
is that the
whole
name of the book?
this whole
Anyways.
podcast is a parody. So
Yes.
we can do
Yeah,
whatever the
we
hell
are.
It's a joke. It's all a joke.
We're Tucker Carlson.
I'm just gonna say
Uh-huh.
protected under fair use copyright, but maybe not.
Also true.
Okay, so there would be like different factions for like different kinks.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
And like the number one law is no kink shaming.
Ooh.
So like even if you don't like one of the other factions,
Can't talk shit.
you can't be fucking mean about it. Like then just don't go.
What if there are more people in one kink?
There probably will be.
So it's a republic.
It's a republic.
Does each kink have a fair representation
Yes.
in
Yes.
voting?
It'll be done differently. Everyone gets this like equal amounts of representation. Yes.
Okay. If you do something bad, and let's say you do kink shame, do you get corporal punishment?
Yes.
Ooh, what if they like it?
Yes.
Outside
Yes.
of
Oh,
your
they would have
Outside
to
of your
be.
kink. No, listen.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
It'll be like
Go
a
ahead.
weekly thing where people
That
who
teaches you understanding.
did the bad have to go and we're gonna make it voyeurism unless your kink is voyeurism, and then you have to do something.
Someone else watches. You have to watch them your wife. What are you saying?
Listen, because for a lot of people, like public flogging is really gonna do it for them. So
Mm.
you have to like be careful about what the punishments are, because they might really like that. Then they might keep getting into trouble.
Do you
so
think
then
you'd
they
be the
keep
best
getting-
person for this job?
Who,
Do you think
what?
you'd be the best person for this job to get it started off? Do you have a no? Okay.
No, but we have a great kink community here in the United States, and I
Okay.
think that we could really get people on our side. Yes, Oscar.
Okay, how do you stop your society from spiraling into traditionalism? Like, how do you keep it like
Kinky. Keep it kinky.
How do you keep it kinky? Because only kinky people want to come.
Okay, but what if there's like a little boy or girl
Gets
that
born
like,
into kinkdom.
No,
Huh?
what that
Fair
would be
question.
that would be normal in
Are
British
they a
society.
BDSM baby?
What if can you stop, Tom? Let me
Sorry.
let me say my query.
Sorry.
Okay,
somebody's fetish.
example. What if there's like a little boy or girl that growing up, they have a really fond admiration of like, I don't know, the stars, and they start thinking about God and like being very pious, right? How do you avoid that person from basically participating in your society?
What if that's a kink faction?
You know, I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't even want to delve into how that would be a kink faction.
They're the repressives.
No, but like truly, like that could be a faction within it. Like if we want to give everybody equal representation, if people want to come because they like our style of government, and we just happen to be a kinky utopia,
But would that be a kink?
it could be. Everything is a kink.
Everything's a kink.
Literally everything.
Oh,
You're not accustomed to that being called a kink because you're used to that being the norm. But if the norm was kinky
well,
stuff,
it's
then
not
that
norm
would
here,
definitely be a
but-
kink.
Virginity kink.
yeah. That's interesting.
Mhm.
I love it when they're
I think-
quiet and well behaved. That just gets me.
Okay,
Right.
so what about currency? Like, I'm assuming there's not going to be any currency, and it's going to be more vouchers for like, you know, for acts, right?
Right.
How would you pay for stuff?
1 orange for 1 blowjob.
Oranges?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Would that be a fungible token?
Just an example.
That's a little steep, I think.
That is super expensive, right? It would be like feet pics.
Control your hyperinflation.
It
Things
could
are getting
be
too
like feet
expensive.
pics, like nudes. I don't know.
That sounds
Like,
better.
you can see my boobies. I would like to go grocery shopping. Thank you so much. I'm going to take
I'd like
whatever I
one
want.
blowjob for at least like a day's worth.
What
of
about
food.
the ugly people?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And if nobody wants
not
their
like a snack.
currency,
Hmm.
is that kink-shaming?
Well, you can trade.
Do they legally
can
have to
barter.
accept their boob pic?
Now you can barter. You can barter your vouchers.
Yeah, you could do like different things, or you could like, I don't know.
Now, are the vouchers for that person or for the person that originally issued it?
Sharing other people's nudes?
Yes.
You're like, here's this one
or
from
or other
Slovakia.
or other people's promise to blowjobs.
I'll
For
trade you
example,
my
if I made a voucher for a blowjob, but then that
Are
person
you
doesn't
giving or
necessarily want
receiving?
it,
Maybe both.
I would be giving. I'd be
Okay.
giving. And then that person, I traded to a person for food, but then they're like, well, I don't really want this because I already have another one from someone else. I'm gonna buy some more food, and they give that voucher to someone else. Now someone else has my voucher, right? So my question is, would that voucher be for a blowjob from me, or would it be for a blowjob from that other person
That sounds so bad.
I
that I gave it to?
think to minimize that, it would have to be like there are different vouchers and different things that you can accept.
Okay, like what happens when like you give
I have good questions,
you give
right?
like you give money to somebody and then they give the money to like your daughter. Does that mean your daughter like that? I don't.
I
This-
think that we might need to have a
This
currency in
could have
place.
problems.
But to be fair, like you could trade that for someone else, right?
Yeah, but I think we're gonna start running into issues when they're minors.
Just a
involved.
shit ton of vouchers.
Maybe minors.
I forgot
Minors
that it won't
can't
just be
use
alcohol.
currency. They can't buy anything.
Right.
No
they
rights.
can't use vouchers. Yeah.
Yeah, you get you don't get to buy things until you're 18.
Yes.
Or it's only feet
Honey,
pics.
I worked really hard for that bike for Christmas, okay?
Oh no, poor dad.
Oh
Sounds like
god.
a very interesting, very interesting utopia.
I think it would be really fun.
It-
And you could do like day trips to like the other factions because you'd be like, I want to see what that's like. I want to
At the very least, I want it as like a Disneyland inside of my utopia.
inside of your utopia. Oh my god, great! I'll run it. It's a theme park.
It costs $100
Yeah,
a
yeah,
day to
yeah.
get in.
Yeah.
All the blowjobs are free.
Great, I will. Okay, so we don't have to worry about currency. It'll be in Thomas's utopia. Actually,
I
I
have to
am
bleep
going
so
to
much from this
save that.
episode.
Hold on. I'm saving that until the end. I'm gonna pick whose utopia it should be in. It might not be Thomas's. I might not. I might like somebody else's better. But I will be a theme park, and I will generate a lot of revenue for whoever's
All
utopia.
right, so
That'd be really
she could technically fit in any of our 3 utopias, probably.
Micronation within your utopia.
I'm a micronation.
Or you could just have like different plots of land. You know, you have this one
Huge plots of
micronation here.
land. I
Another one
thought
over
about that, where it's like you have a plot of land and you have 4 different unique governments operating, and there's this
Right.
one poor, sad mother effer in the center that's like, guys, can we just be along? And he kind of makes decisions, or he or she or they, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm using the Bible he, you know what I mean? Just makes like decisions. He's like the Grand Meister. He doesn't want to be in this position, but they're like, you have to do it. You have to represent us. And he's like, you know? No? Okay.
Is
Fine.
it just one person in
Yeah.
the middle?
Just one guy.
Yeah, who's like dedicates his
Name
life
Tim.
to making sure that everybody doesn't cross the
Why
line,
isn't her name
and they respect this person so much that they listen to him. You know,
I feel like that defeats the purpose of like setting up a government.
it's for
Wait,
governments.
Do we think that anybody
Right.
in the United States would want to invest in my theme park?
I think a lot of people
That's why I
would.
said yeah, as soon as you
A
said it.
lot
for
would
sure.
go to the other world kingdom if it wasn't so European
The what?
and gross. No, what? What? I didn't say anything. There is another BDSM state, but it isn't as like well thought out as yours. It's just like a little house, and it's like, do what you want. Just stay in the
So
basement.
it's a sex club.
It
Sex
is.
club.
We have
Yeah,
those
it is.
here.
You're
I've
right.
seen
It's a
the
club.
sex
It's a
stunt.
club. I think a lot of people would invest, though. I mean, have you seen whatever that website's called? What is it called?
Which
The
one?
the one with all the people? Oh shit.
Kink.com.
No. There's another one. Start naming websites.
Google.
This is a plug. No.
I just don't know like what type of
it might
website
have
is
been
it?
kink.com. I don't know.
It was probably kink.com.
kink.com. That was like
Okay,
the
you're right.
largest
You're right.
one.
But that community, ridiculous.
Ooh, like how many given one of those little remote controlled pleasure devices?
50% of them are poor. They'd love to move to a new place if we offered everything for them. Not like that. You mean like we have like enough, they work a little bit, and the wages are not ridiculous. There's no land scarcity. Well, not too much land scarcity.
Yeah. There's a sex theme park, so
Yeah, I like it.
So you just want to build a theme park where people can live there. And just
well
have
now I
Brooke's a
do.
businesswoman. She'll,
Shit.
All
theme
right.
park to create a country.
Are there any other questions for Brooks?
Nobody has
I
any more
think-
questions for me?
I asked a
I
lot.
have a lot more ideas.
How do you plan on making energy? Spankings?
I was about to say I have a lot of ideas for making energy. I think it would be really easy in this setup.
So you basically hook up a generator to a what do you call it?
Nipples?
Not a laundromat.
Oh.
A washing
Yes.
machine. You hook up a generator to that, and you put in the washing machine. And you're thrust.
Okay, no nuclear power?
Boom, you answered your own question.
How do you intend to make money for your country, though? To fund the roads and anything else you might want to create?
For my country?
Yeah. How do you...
Think
We're
about
not doing a country anymore. It's a theme park in one of your countries.
Oh, I mean...
You figure out how to make the roads.
The theme park has to make money, too, to fund their inner roads.
The theme park will make lots of money.
because it's a
Don't
theme
you
park.
worry.
You're right.
In fact, I'll probably be funding your government.
That's
so you're welcome.
Probably accurate. Hashtag Disney. Who wants to go next? Who can follow that?
Jesus.
I'll go next. Okay. All right. So mine, it's going to be a net taxpayer voting system. So if you're able to put more into the system that you can take out, you're able to vote. It'll be similar to the US, so a House of Representatives and a Senate. There's going to be term limits, 4 years, but can be voted out by a majority of your district at any time. So if anybody gets corrupted, you can take them out. So the districts are updated frequently. That way, there's always X amount of people per rep. That's something the US didn't do. Like, I think they started out with like 13,000 people per rep. And eventually right now there's like, I don't know, 100,000 people per rep or something. So like the people have very little say into choosing a rep. Okay, so this is where it might get controversial. So votes are weighted based on the time that you lived in that district. So if you've lived there for less than 4 years, you have a 1 modifier. If you live there for more than 4 years, 1.25. This is arbitrary. It can be whatever. And if you live there for 10 years, and you're probably going to live there for longer, you're more likely to care. 1.5 modifier. So that means that your vote is worth a little bit more.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is it because they have more stake in that region?
I think, yeah. I mean, anybody that's lived in a place for a long time, they do care about like that things are going well.
They don't worry about the new Californians coming in messing everything up. You don't even know our government. Oh, okay.
From California are going to all these red states and they're voting out stuff that
Exactly.
they voted in
So-
that they cared about.
So imagine like you go into Texas and maybe you make really good money, but should you have more of a say than somebody that's lived there for 4 years, 10 years? I don't think you should. But again, it's
Defense
weighted,
mechanism.
so it still counts a little bit, yeah. And then also the Senate, or no, I think this would be both. You would have a modifier on the representatives based on how well your state is doing. So if the state has low debt, low welfare, good jobs, average school price per annual ratio is good. So like university per annual salary ratio, if that's good. How you define good, that's arbitrary. The average housing per annual salary ratio, that's also arbitrary, but you can define it. As long as that's good, then you have a modifier. The intention with that is basically like if your state or whatever, you're part of the micronation, if they're doing better, because like if the citizens are doing better, you should have more power in your vote in the House of Representatives or Senate, because like, you know,
What you're doing is working.
yeah, what you're doing is working, compared to like a state that maybe they have high debt, they have everybody's on welfare, and they have bad jobs, and everybody has a bad way of living.
Would there
Thomas?
be a cap on how high the modifier could go, so you don't have one place that would have
Oh,
51%? Okay, all right.
Of course, yeah. And that's why I did the 1 to 1. It's basically a 1 to a 1.5 modifier,
Okay.
I think, and you can define that however you can make it smaller. But I think it'd be good. Okay, so the Senate stays the same, 1 to 2 reps per state. Okay, regarding I guess police force, make sure that nobody gets robbed. I think sheriffs and deputies, I think that's a good system. So it'd be people would vote
Sheriff
for
in,
the
yeah.
sheriff, and then the sheriff would select deputies, but also having an armed population. So I think you know, that's how I would like it in my little utopia. Small regulation for businesses, as long as they care for the environment. And also, every sector should contribute to some sort of like education system that has a pathway to the career of that sector. So basically, if you have like a bunch of construction workers, the construction company would pay whatever percentage into like, I guess, construction worker tech schools. You know, that way people could at 18 or even in high school just basically train to get hired into that.
The construction company would have to pay?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Whatever sector you're in, if you're in the tech sector, any company that is in the tech sector, they would pay a small percentage into basically like, you know, tech schools to kind of, you know,
Okay.
help the people get good jobs. So internet, there'd be utilities. Internet would be provided by the taxpayer. Utilities would be provided by the taxpayer. Flat tax, so everybody pays the same, percentage wise. As far as the culture goes, that's really hard. It would be dependent on the situation. So if we were to land on a new planet and it's a new colony, then yeah, survival, ex-earthers, whatever you could rally your people around. If it's here on Earth, it'd be a culture of freedom, traditional values. Religion could be very useful here, something to unite them. And it would have to be something that's just kind of like the majority of people do there. I don't know. I don't think that government could have any say in that. But anything to unite the people. As far as cost, I mean, I came out with this is probably for like 100 people. So no houses, barracks, 2 of them. I came out with like 400,000 for like material per each one. It's like,
oh, you're making houses for them?
No, they're not even houses yet. They're barracks.
You're making
Well, at first, this is like
right.
the first 100 people.
You're right.
This is for the first 100
sorry.
people, not ideally. Yeah, the land would be like up to $2 million. Tractors, you know, all that farm stuff. So maybe a total of like $5 to $10 million for everything. Currency, precious metals, silvers, half an ounce, quarter ounce, 1/10 of an ounce, and gold, I guess, for bigger purchases, and adopt the first
country to
the 10th
use
Amendment.
gold or back their system by gold and silver since 1970 or something. I don't think any country's backed by any rare metal anymore.
Well, Russia's almost there. They have like very little debt, and they bought a bunch of gold.
It's just like 8 people that own all the wealth. Whatever. All right, that's all. Really good job, Oscar. Dang, that was comprehensive and quick. Mine was 30 minutes long. I didn't even
mine was
to
10.
cover everything. Not even.
Yeah,
that was like a business proposition. Like, here's our 2-minute slogan, our 5-minute slogan. You're like,
I really
invest. Go to oscar.com/invest. I'm just kidding. It
Brooke, what are you saying?
I was saying I really like it. I just don't think that I can put my theme park there.
Why not?
You could be next to it. It could be
I don't think I could
coexisting.
put it there if he's going to get everyone to rally around religion. What are we going to do? Put a kink theme park in the middle of
Yeah,
it?
people need an escape
You said
from
there was
religion.
Yeah.
Maybe leather is the religion.
It's like Las Vegas, and he is California. You know, they just need to like go across the border for like just 2 nights to just let out all the demons.
A quick
yeah,
fix.
and then return back to your family. How you great? Yeah, I didn't gamble all of our life savings away and have a hooker blow my own load into my face. No, whatever. Like, yeah.
Unfortunately, now phones exist. So I think what happens in Brooke's Playhouse doesn't stay in Brooke's Playhouse.
That is 100% what it's called. Oh my god.
Is it really?
Ooh, what if people are afraid of being filmed of doing their in their public flagellation on?
Then they shouldn't be in my theme park. That's the wrong place to go.
Oh, okay. All right. Personal accountability.
So voyeurism takes precedence in your theme park over
No,
everything
but,
else.
like,
Privacy.
Okay, first of all, clearly none of you know anything about the kink community, but like, if
I don't want my
Everyone's
grandma
like,
to
"No."
see
What
my butt.
is
That's all.
furries?
That's all I'm saying. I'm not ready.
I'm sorry, what
I
about
don't.
furries?
Oh, yeah,
I
furries.
just
Well,
asked, what
let me
is
tell
furries?
you right now, we cannot piss the furry community off. They're terrifying.
Also, they're loaded.
We're gonna leave them out of this.
Hmm.
They can do what they want.
All of our best billionaires are furries.
But there's options for like private rooms and like the fucking whatever. Like you
You're
can
talking
go
about
into a private
Bohemian
area.
Grove?
What?
Bohemian Grove.
The billionaire furries. Don't they press it?
All I
Sorry.
know
Are
is
we really discussing Bohemian
you-
Grove right now? Because that's a deep dive that not a lot of people are ready for.
I think people watch Alex Jones, right? That
Okay,
Only
speaking
the
of weird
memes.
sex things, I have to traumatize everybody else because I saw something awful on TikTok today, and I don't want to be the only one who had to see
please
it.
tell us.
I'm gonna need you guys to go on to
Oh no.
Netflix,
Oh no.
and it's called Cherry something.
Oh God.
Hold
It
please.
can't.
It's
It
super
can't be as bad as the true crime documentary where there was a killer that was
Cherry
putting
flavor?
cats in airtight, vacuum sealed bags. So I'm emotionally
Okay.
prepared.
It's so much worse. It's literally so much worse.
Game on.
It's called Brand New Cherry Flavor on Netflix. You have to go to season 1, episode 4, and go 35 minutes in, and then just watch it for a second.
Hey, Netflix.
Oh, we're doing this
Now's
live.
your chance to sponsor
Please
I
us.
can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
Okay.
Please do it. Please do it. Please do
Oh
it.
crap.
I don't know what it is. It's really gross and it's really creepy. And
Okay, not that. Search bar. Cherry.
A lot of damn tabs. Man.
Cherry, baby.
Is that 35 minutes in?
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't understand.
It's gills.
Whoa.
It's not. Okay, I'm done with it. I don't like it on a big screen.
Well, you know what? I'm taking it in as like this is like Star Wars.
This
or
is not
something,
bad,
and
though.
It's like
This is
like an alien creature and
oh
fist in it.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
I don't know how I would feel about that.
The heck?
I feel like that makes it easier, right? If you could just stick your whole arm in there.
That's your organs. That doesn't make any sense.
No, she's a different being.
Even
She's not.
It's like she's a Star Wars person. and she has like different.
question. Okay, this isn't disturbing me.
Tadpole Smoothie is the name?
Yeah, it's a different.
He didn't see it, so he's no idea. what's happening.
Do I need to go back? Is there more? This isn't it, is it?
No, that's it. That's it.
Okay. That's a little bit off-putting, but
I
I feel like I've seen worse. I don't know.
The
You're
comments
tickling someone's
on
lungs.
TikTok were so funny.
But is she
like-
a human or is she like an alien or
I
something?
literally have no idea. I did what the TikTok told me to do.
Which is what?
Watch this.
He hasn't seen it yet?
No.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, now we get to see
Huh.
it again. That's great.
Oh,
Thanks,
good.
Tyler.
We all get to watch it
Thanks,
again.
Tyler.
Huh, okay.
Good job.
Why do I have to
I
watch
just
this?
want the
cool.
zoomed in. I just want to see one more time.
Stop talking, Tom. It's about to get intimate.
Running. He looks so scared.
Hmm.
Are we sure that's her intestines?
Is it a vagina on her side?
One of the comments on the TikTok was like, "The McRib is back."
Jesus.
Damn.
I was like, "Oh my god." Okay, we can get rid of this on the big screen.
Sorry, I'm still perplexed. It doesn't disturb me. It's just I'm just still trying to make sense of it.
I'm just curious as to what the
I have
hell
no
that
idea what the
was.
show's about at all.
You just jump straight in. Maybe that would help.
Is that your first time watching it?
Mine?
Yeah,
This is my second time watching it. I watched it
Okay.
earlier today
got it.
because the TikTok told me.
Is that a
to.
kink that you allow
No.
in Brooke's Playhouse?
No, it's not.
Wow,
You know
so
what?
maybe-
Ever since I
that's
watched-
kink shaming.
Ever since
That
I
is-
watched Two Girls in One Cup when I was like 12 years old, nothing surprises me anymore.
I feel
That-
that.
That
Ever
was
since
worse
I
for
watched the
me.
BME Pain Olympics when I was in high school,
Oh,
nothing has affected me.
Yeah, for me it was
What?
Live Leak
Ever since
videos.
when Gore.com
Yes,
was a thing.
Gore.com. Ah,
yeah,
man.
actually, yeah.
You guys
The
okay?
internet. We
I think-
lost all.
I think I watched-
innocence.
So
Yeah.
desensitized.
Are you guys good?
I watched
didn't
Two
do
Girls
that.
One Cup before something like Live Leak and all that
Mm.
stuff.
That's hard. That's
Yeah.
Are you
hard.
guys okay?
Back
know,
when you used to trade
I
those
think that-
around on little flash drives.
Yeah, the Live Leak stuff was worse, I think, for me.
But the only thing I did bad
kept
on the
thinking
It's
internet
about
was
now
going on
it's
Omegle.
so PC now. It's almost like just CNN. Like it's just like here's random videos across the globe, but it's like everything's
Yeah.
G-rated. They can't post anything.
I
that's
remember
obscene.
The one that I watched, I think it was Mexican drug cartels. They had catfish
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, the chainsaws
Those are
and
back.
all
They're
types
just
of
on
things.
TikTok.
Ah, yeah, memories.
Unhealthy.
All right.
And that's the end of our podcast.
Yeah.
Be
More
sure to
outro.
like and subscribe, guys.
Perfect place to end. All right.
18 plus only.
All right. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Remember to wait in the twice.